Views, ideas, and opinions of all of us here at Lucia at Night and our guests are their own. And you should always seek additional professional opinion and advice pertaining to any of the topics discussed here on Lucia at Night. Hello, and welcome to Lucia at Night, episode number 2. We are so excited to be back. I am here with Sarah K.
Hello.
And Krista L.
Hello.
I don't know if they want to give their last names, but Sarah's just Sarah K. So has that always been your nickname, Sarah?
No, I've had lots of nicknames, but Sarah K just somehow stuck.
It really did stick.
Just recently. I don't know why, but
it's like, were there a lot of other Sarahs or?
No. I don't know. I have no idea why.
Where it came from.
Yeah.
That's how you were introduced to me.
Yeah.
Krista, that's just like a one-word name. It's just Krista.
Yeah.
Like
I've
Lucia.
actually never really had nicknames, and I kind of feel a little left out. Yeah.
I mean, since this is Lucia at Night, let's just take a second. Never a nickname?
Never a nickname.
We could think of one.
No one's called you like Chris or anything?
No, there was one person.
Some people hate that nickname.
Oh, I do.
I had a feeling. Yeah. I just had a feeling you could be that person.
In fact, there's one person that still will sometimes call me Chris. And when I was young and I was taking swimming lessons, my swim instructor would always say, Chris, and I would say, Ta. And so then he would start saying, okay, Miss Ta. And that was it. So, but never a nickname, always Krista.
That is so funny. Sarah K?
Yes.
Is that your nickname?
I mean, I've had lots of nicknames. Actually, a lot of people will sometimes just refer to me as my last name, or they'll call me Stars.
Say your last name. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Krulicki. Polish.
Yeah, no, Polish. But that's a mouthful. So is mine.
There you go. The K.
Yeah,
Sarah K.
Sarah K. Just shortened it. But.
No one's ever called me by my last name because they never know how to say my last name. So I feel like it would be the same for you.
Well, actually, it's funny. A lot of like my coaches growing up, and even now, like at my gym, they'll sometimes just refer to me as Krulicki.
Really?
But like friends will call me SARS, Sarah.
SARS isn't a good nickname.
Well, they called me like...
It's like an epidemic.
Well, it was like in college, they'd call me SARS
epidemic.
bars or something.
Yeah, I kind of like SARS.
Like
I don't think of it as a disease.
Before the outbreak. Yeah. It was good.
No, I've had a lot of nicknames.
I have not, really.
Well, we're going to come up with one then. That's going to be our mission. We'll come up with...
think of one for you.
For Krista. I've had Luch, which drove me crazy. But if I hear someone call me Luch, it's either my mother, because that was my like middle school, high school sports and college sports nickname, Luch. But so if I hear someone say that, I know that they've known me like, because by the time I was 19, I was like, let's stop this Luch thing. So you met me before 19 if you call me Luch. But, and when people hear, doesn't it just sound like
Luch? It definitely sounds like a sports
nickname. Yeah. I played sports. So, well, as we think of nicknames, first of all, happy almost Thanksgiving. This episode we're 1 week from Thanksgiving. Second of all, just a few updates about the show since we're emerging. We're going to start off once a month and then hopefully move in as the audience grows into doing it more. But you're going to see, you've probably already seen Sarah and Krista's pictures pop up. You're going to see their beautiful faces come 2020. We're just working out all of the technical details here at Lucia at Night. So you'll see them live, just like you see me. And for now, you'll just have to settle for their awesome photos that they gave. Sarah K is going to take a new one. Krista, do you already have one picked out in your mind? It's on the screen right now. That's for sure. So she already picked one out by the time you're seeing Krista's face.
It'll do. Same face. Doesn't do much.
So Lucia at Night is all about, if you're tuning in for the first time, learning how to love yourself and others well, which is a hard thing to do. And also having some fun, because I think one of the biggest things we forget to do on our journey sometimes, especially when we're so busy, is to have fun. So this is a fun, informative show about having how to love yourself and others well, and all the people and places and things in your life, just like shutting the door in your day and lighting up your night. So welcome to the show. If you're tuning in, I know that you have a lot of places you can spend your time. So thanks for spending it with us. Today's show is all about the holidays. We're like, do you guys consider yourself in full holiday swing? I consider myself in full holiday anxiety. Hence why I just want 2 of those cookies.
Oh,
so I brought these cookies, for Krista and Sarah because we tape and it's like, okay, shout out to I used to love Pepperidge Farms. I have a gluten, like a celiac. I have celiac, but shout out to Pepperidge Farm. Aren't they?
They're
just
pretty good. Yeah.
Do you like them too, Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like I'm like borderline old, so like I don't know if this is like but Pepperidge Farm's still cool.
Yeah.
Sarah's our hip millennial.
Well, do
I'm
they
like
make
a millennial
the
cusp,
Milano cookies? Is that
Pepperidge
Farms? Yeah, I love them. Oh,
I love the double chocolate Milanos.
Yeah.
I want to know. So I was between Milano and those, but I had told you I made chocolate chip cookies, which I did. And then I ate them all because I'm actually in a lot of stress over my personal life, which we'll talk about. But part of it is holiday. Do you guys feel like you're in the swing of holiday stress?
No, but so for me, I still at that age where I'm not like preparing for like
someone's preparing for you.
Yeah. So
I love that age.
I'm in the spirit of the holiday. I'm in the holiday spirit, but I don't have the stress just yet.
Okay. So Sarah's the recipient of all of our holiday stress because right now your mom is listening and she's probably like, I'm so stressed out.
Well, my aunt is doing Thanksgiving this year. My mom's got Christmas, so my mom's not stressed yet.
Okay. But
my aunt probably
you're unstressed out. That's hysterical. It's like,
that's
I'm carefree.
Yeah.
So if you're below the age of 30, you're probably loving this right now. If you're above the age of 30, you're feeling probably some of the feelings that I feel. Krista, what about you?
So I guess then if you're above the age of 50 and you have kids that are grown and there aren't any grandchildren,
Krista has
you kind of don't have any stress either because I'm not sure that I'm going to, be hosting my kid. Like I'm not sure what I'm doing. So no, I don't have any stress.
So let's talk. So I'm the only one that's stressed apparently. I remember, so when I was married and I have 5 nephews at the time, I didn't have that many, but we hosted all the time and it was like shopping, menu, making sure there was activities for the kids. I'd have like activities tables. It was full on. And even now I have different stress, which is why I love Lucia at night, because I do feel like it's a place for sort of connection. So talking about that stuff, because there's a lot of people probably listening that are in the grips of planning what their holiday meals are, making sure all the presents are gotten, which I can totally relate to. But also the flip side of that is after a divorce and a transition and different things, like now it's more like, wait, what do I do? Because I used to host these huge holidays. So now you're like going to someone else's house, which is a weird transition. So I feel like this is still a transitional holiday for me. Sarah's like basically counting down the days. You have an advent calendar, don't you? Or some...
I don't have an advent calendar, but
I just could feel it.
We do have something in the house.
The days.
Just so everyone knows, I ate an advent calendar yesterday. And it's not even... It's yesterday.
It's not even
calendar.
December 1st.
No,
Lucia.
I was like, did this say October 1st?
I'm in like the Christmas spirit early this year. I don't know what it was. I was singing Christmas music on Halloween, and I love Halloween. So I was like, what is going on this year?
I am in the Christmas spirit too, but it is still like a tinge of like.
Well, I guess like I don't know. I
sad.
guess Christmas shopping might be a little stressful, but like everything else, I'm a bit carefree right now about.
So I probably should have. I mean, I celebrate Christmas because I was born and raised Catholic, even though, but I'm Christian now. Do you it sounds like Christmas since you said Christmas. Christmas.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to the people that celebrate in Kwanzaa. I feel like those are the 3 big ones that we're stumbling upon. And then just the general marketing holiday season, which throws in even more stress. I feel like there's 4 holiday seasons. There's just the consumer holiday season and then our religious holiday seasons.
Yeah.
So Sarah's excited.
Yeah.
She's like the Christmas elf right now.
Tinsel the elf. know. It's the first name I thought of.
Is that your name? That's
Sure.
not an elf? Okay.
No, I don't know.
She's very excited.
She is.
I think you're going to get some emails too. Like Tinsel the elf. Flash your picture again. And Krista, how are you feeling this holiday season?
Well, if she's Tinsel, what did you say?
Tinsel the elf.
Tinsel the elf.
I love it. Can I have an elf name?
Sure. Let me think of. I got to think of.
Okay,
Elf
you think of
names.
that.
Yeah.
We'll listen to Krista's, and then I think we deserve elf names as well.
Yeah, I think I want an elf name. But right now, it is another transitional holiday for me, so I haven't really. I'm just kind of floating on neutral right now. I just really don't know how I feel. You mentioned religious holiday. I just don't know. Like I'm searching for meaning of what these holidays are and how do I want to make them special, if at all. Like why, just because the calendar rolls around. So now I have to get into a whole different mindset and mode, and I'm not sure I'm buying it right now. I'm just
okay. So she's skeptic.
Yeah,
I'm mildly depressed. I'm going to diagnose myself. No, I'm just kidding.
We need a lot of tinsel elf.
I'm just
here.
kidding. I'm not depressed. I feel like I'm borderline right now. I just have a lot of stress, hence the cookies. And I try not to emotionally eat if you listen to Well Seekers. Just as a side, we have another podcast, Well Seekers, which I should recruit you guys for too. It's more serious, so maybe not tinsel, but
I can be serious.
Just kidding, Sarah.
I don't know. It was the first, I feel like every time you see a Christmas movie, there's always an elf named Tinsel. So
really? What Christmas movies are you watching? Because I have watched a lot and I've never run into one.
I don't know. I just
Rudolph
feel like...
Does Rudolph have tinsel?
I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
Probably.
But they should.
In elf or something. There's probably a tinsel. I don't know.
I'm just going to do a shout out right now. If someone has listened or to this and knows anything about Tinsel the elf, please tweet us or Instagram us, because I'm pretty sure Sarah's lying right now. I don't even know what I was saying. It doesn't matter. Do you have elf names for us?
Well, I feel like elf names always have something to do with Christmas. So there's probably a Jolly or
what about a Hopeful the elf?
Hopeful? I mean, maybe Hope.
Hope, that's me.
I think that would work.
That's a good one.
I want to be Hope the elf.
Hope the elf. That works.
I'll take it. What about Krista? What do you want to be named after?
So I'm sitting here with a Grinch face on.
I was going to say, skeptic?
But wait, The Grinch is my favorite movie.
Is it?
It's my favorite.
It's a pretty good one.
Actually, I love the cartoon.
You gotta love the Grinch.
I also love the live action one too. It's so funny.
I've never seen the live action one.
With Jim Carrey?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
Live action.
Yeah, because it's not the cartoon.
Right.
I was thinking Broadway. I was like, it is on Broadway, I think.
Is it really?
It was
Grinch?
it was on off Broadway. Yeah.
I didn't
almost
know that.
went. Now Sarah knows what she's doing next weekend.
Yep.
So,
wait. I don't have a nickname for an elf. See, this is what
Skeptic.
happens to me.
She's like, hello.
See, nobody can do it.
I don't
What
know.
about hesitant?
Hesitant.
What's another word for hesitant? How about this? How about we ask people to name you?
Oh boy.
Krista needs an elf name.
I need
If you could come up with an elf name for Krista, you'll be entered to win. How about one of my Well Seekers boxes?
There you go.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So if you can come up with a nickname for Krista, you will win one of our Warm and Bright is the theme of this season's Well Seeker box. It's all about warming yourself from the inside out. We're changing the name of the boxes in 2020, so stay tuned for that. That's what I was saying. If you want some real, actual, more serious information about if you face holiday stress and anxiety and different situations, maybe you have some family situations as far as PTSD and different things like that, I'm going to put the link, but Well Seekers did a show just a few days ago with Dr. Danica Harris, and she came on and she talked about this. There was no elf naming or anything like that. So not quite as interesting, but definitely as informative. So if you need help with that, definitely take a listen. And we're going to have someone come on. Krista, you actually know him, Pete Perata.
Okay.
He's a licensed professional counselor. He's going to come on and talk about what the definition of family is during the holidays and how if you feel disconnected this holiday season, how you can reconnect, since we're all about connection and tinsel and hope and
question mark.
The
story of my
this
life.
holiday season. Before Pete comes on, does anyone have, I know for me, I have had really amazing, special, tinsel-filled holidays with my family of origin, and they have been awesome. And then I've had holidays where the only thing I wanted to do, like I have a really good friend, Christian, and I went to his family for a couple of Christmases just because I needed to be, it was really when I was going through my divorce, like away. And I may even see Christian this holiday season. It's TBD. And I just feel like Christmas has changed as I get older, and I've had really special Christmases with nephews, watching them open presents. It's like, I think kids, Krista could probably speak to, just add this beautiful element to the holiday season. So what is your experience, Krista and Sarah, with the holidays to date?
To date, I mean, the holidays, they've always been great. I mean, I love them. It just takes me, like, I don't start getting it until like the week before, you know, so that's what happens to me. So I miss out on
the fun,
maybe fun or maybe stress or whatever, but like it, you know, I condense it all into that week. So all that stress that I could have, you know, avoided and stretched out. But no, the holidays, my family of origin, all good, solid memories. My mother loved Christmas, so everything, we had all kinds of elves and tinsel and glitter and decorations. Lots of presents carried over for me with my kids. Always a really special time together. And so now we're just kind of in transition.
Yeah.
But still, as grown adults,
good.
they come over and it's, I don't know. It's good so far.
Krista mentioned elf. Were you an elf on the shelf kid? Because I've always wanted to have a client that was, so I could analyze their trauma.
Yeah, no, I never.
I just feel like that is like elf on the shelf is just
I don't
like
know.
that. I would just sit there and watch the elf.
Yeah,
I feel like
to
if
wait
I was
and
a
see
kid,
if it moves.
Yeah, my mom wasn't into that. She didn't understand it, so we never had that.
Okay, so no elf on the shelf.
No elf on the shelf.
My kids didn't have it. No.
My
They
aunt
did
used
it.
to do it.
She did.
Because she was a teacher. She used to do it in her classroom.
And how
Fun.
did that go over? Did it work?
I think fine.
Yeah.
She always had she was in like a small district, so she didn't have a lot of kids, so I don't think she really had too many issues, but they seem to, I think
kids
really
love
it.
Yeah,
they love the elf. They want to give it like presents or whatnot.
Because they want presents in return.
Probably, yeah. Because he's supposed to go give a report to Santa. So like they'll make him little like necklaces or something. Like,
We mean he does give a report to Santa.
Right.
In case you're listening with little ears.
Right, yeah. I've never had an elf on the shelf. I don't know how it works. That's what I'm told.
Well, regardless of your family experience, Sarah, it sounds like Tinsel's had really positive holiday experiences, and she's still in the thick of it.
Yeah, no,
it's like, it's great. Mom makes me breakfast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not so much the breakfast, but like I've had some good holidays. So my dad's side of the family, who's up in Connecticut, it's just me. I'm the only grandchild. So it was always small, but it was still fun. We had a lot of fun playing games. When I was younger, we used to, because I know I mentioned last time I have family down in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So it used to be every other year, 1 year in Connecticut, next year in PA. And it's like a whole different world down there because the family's much bigger.
Aww.
We did like, we called it a grab bag. I think people call it like a white elephant or something, where you do the
Yankee swap.
Yeah. Yankee swap. Yeah, we used to do that. So it was just a lot of fun. I always have a lot of good memories.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of what your family experience is, we are going to have Pete Perata, licensed professional counselor, come on and help us all feel a little more connected this holiday season, in spite of whatever's going on, good, bad. So stay with us. We'll be right back on Lucia at Night with Pete. Hey, it's Lucia, and I'm so thrilled to welcome you to my podcast, Well Seekers, bringing you simple, accessible, and real stories and solutions to find your happy and well from the mind down and to learn to form a better relationship with yourself and others. This is real. We're giving you simple, accessible advice and tools to make your mind, life, and world a whole lot more well. With knowledge, inspiration, honesty, self-care, and of course, a lot of fun. So join me and the rest of the Seekerhood as we journey to a mind and life you are going to love. Welcome to Well Seekers. And we're back on Lucia at Night with our guest, Pete Perata. Pete is a licensed professional counselor who practices in West Hartford, Connecticut. Right now, Pete? Or
That's right.
You switched. You were in Canton. Or are you in Canton still?
I do. I still have one day a week in Canton. So I'll do Fridays in Canton for some of the families that are local around here. And then I hang out in West Hartford most of the time now.
So full disclosure, Pete is on Lucia at Night because I also am friends with Pete and his beautiful wife, Kelly. So Pete, this show is dedicated to relationships because we've had people ask about relationships probably more than any other topic. So we wanted to do a show at least once a month where we chatted about that. And actually, your wife just texted me. I'm putting my phone down. It's like she sensed this conversation.
That's it.
We're talking about the holidays because they're coming up. I mean, really, there are, once you get into Halloween, it's like, it's just a blur now until January 4th, I feel like, and everyone's
oh my goodness.
out of the holiday season. Yeah, it's crazy. And there's so much connected to the holidays. And since we are talking about relationships, one of the things that this show is all about is connection and how sometimes, especially now, we're really in an epidemic of loneliness. Because even though we can connect to so many people, we're truly the most disconnected from people in a sort of a social emotional way.
I couldn't agree with that more.
Isn't it so true?
I mean, yeah, you see it clinically. I mean, you go on a date and you're if you're grabbing dinner or whatever, and you kind of look over and you can see couples on a date and they're looking at their phones. It's not in the DSM, but I feel like FOMO should be.
Oh my gosh. I think FOMO leads to, and just so everyone knows, that's fear of missing out. It definitely leads to isolation and depression and certain things that are absolutely DSM. For people that don't know, that's the mental health criteria for diagnosing. It definitely could lead to depression and different aspects that are diagnosable. So as we head towards the holiday, I just know for myself when I've had times in my life where I have felt really disconnected, the holidays just exacerbated that by 1,000%. So I'd love to chat with you about, and everyone that's listening, how can we feel more connected at the holidays, especially if we come from, I think it's really twofold. I think two things can cause it, and feel free to jump in on this too. I think that part of it can be internal. So maybe struggling with a life circumstance. I know when I was going through a divorce, and I still feel like I'm sort of coming out of that, but those 5 years, I just didn't want to talk to anyone. Like I avoided Christmas. So if someone's feeling disconnected, maybe because of something going on in their life, or maybe they're struggling with addiction, some ways to feel more connected this holiday season. And then also, sometimes people just have a ton of family dysfunction and they don't want to be connected. So what would you say are some ways to approach the holiday season in a more connected and loving way?
Well, speaking to your point.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking to your point about the ability to connect, and my head goes to, okay, well, that's sort of a cultivated skill. I mean, we come by it honestly, like the want to connect is sort of built into our DNA. And, I was thinking a lot about how oftentimes, and I apologize if this is a bit tangential, but how oftentimes we sort of place people in boxes. And it's like, if someone has harmed us enough, then they go in the jerk box. And when they stay in that spot, even if they do something that's not necessarily characteristic of how a jerk would behave. So if they behave, kind of like a human and do something nice for us, it's sort of like an anomaly and we let it go. But if we place someone in the nice box, then when they hurt our feelings, we sort of let them kind of give them a pass. It depends on the individual, really. And this is to varying degrees and kind of speaking in generalities. But largely when that happens, and I was just thinking, well, why do we do that? If I recognize that someone did something that was harmful to me, can do something that's nice, then I don't have to hold that. In order to do that, I have to let go of some of the harm. in keeping them in that spot, I think in my head, okay, well, if I don't necessarily make this connection, but if I can acknowledge that they can change, well, then I have to change. That has to be developed and taught, and the kind of concept of forgiveness and to be able to, I mean, these are kind of building blocks of connections, how we connect with other people, and when we feel disconnected, it's sort of like, okay, well, sometimes it's learned behavior that has put us in this position. And while the want to connect may be very strong, the fear of learning something or trying something different may be even stronger than that. And I think that sometimes we get tripped up on that. Also, there's a whole bunch of societal things that are happening as well.
So are you saying, Pete, that we may want to connect, but we're scared to try something new?
I think in many ways, yeah.
Okay.
I think that may be a piece of it. I'm just trying to approach it from as many angles as I can.
Yeah.
Well, the world has definitely gotten smaller from a informational perspective, right? We can look at pictures of things, a world away. You know what I mean? And we can figure out, you look on someone via social media. I don't mean to be taking shots at social media, but it's certainly a useful tool. It brings us closer in very many ways, but I think it also has hampered our ability to develop interpersonal skills.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
do you know what I mean?
That's research proven that's absolutely. And it's also research proven that it leads to depression and anxiety and different things. And we've talked about this a lot on Well Seekers. But it's absolutely true.
And that, I think that also influences connection and our ability to do that. And, I'm thinking, how do we get to the root of it? What do we do? What are things that we can do to improve that? Well, I think it starts with really setting your expectations and thinking about, what is it that I want here? What is it that I'm hoping to accomplish? As the holidays start to roll around. And
I actually love that. Set your intention or your goal for the holiday. So maybe your goal for this holiday, and I'm just using this as an example, maybe your goal for this holiday is, hey, I want this holiday to be a little bit more toned back. So it doesn't need to look like the Williams-Sonoma commercial with the, 12 places perfectly set and all the family members around the table. That's just not everyone's. I mean, it can look like that, and that's beautiful if that's your goal. And how do you get to that goal, right? And maybe if it's not like a traditional family setting, so maybe those 8 places aren't, I'm just speaking for myself. I've often thought like maybe those 8 places that I've always pictured in my head aren't my family, because I don't have kids yet, right? Like maybe those 8 places are a friend's family, or maybe they're 8 people I invite over that don't have family themselves or kids. Maybe re-gauge your expectation and re-change what you think the holiday should look like. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying be intentional about what it is that you're setting out to do, right?
Yeah.
And if you're looking at, family, and you're using that word, I'm glad you brought that up, because in my mind, I go to this place where it's like, it's your life. You get to define the terms by which you live it.
Yeah.
So family isn't always born of blood. In my mind, when I think of family, I think family is born of love. And that sometimes is a chosen family. And that sometimes can be family that, was given to you.
Oh my gosh.
Right? But largely
stealing that, Pete Perata. That's going to be my next meme. Family is not born of blood. It's born of love. That's beautiful.
What I think.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm going to put my name afterwards, not your, I'm just kidding.
It's all yours. It's all yours.
I'm just kidding. But,
I probably heard it somewhere anyway, too. No, nothing I have is original.
I'm going to take credit, and then I'm going to have like a libel suit because I
not at all. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Quote. No, but that's so true. So true. It is. And it's like, it's even, I don't know, I just think of the Christmas. I've spent a couple Christmases with my friend's family in Florida and, got to know his family so well because I was going through a divorce, and they became sort of my second family in a lot of ways. My dad had passed away, and his dad was very much like my dad, and we got fairly close. And I just was exposed to a whole new family and got to create this relationship that if I didn't say, you know what, I don't want to go to, a big family Christmas this Christmas because of what I'm going through, and sort of go in a different direction, I would have never had that experience. So I love that. Be intentional now before we get to December 25th. Be intentional about what you want your holiday to look like. I mean, there's lots of holidays in between, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, and set out to make that happen.
Right. And as we're talking about this, as we're exploring this, I'm thinking, you don't have to be a willing participant in people that are going to be abusive and people that are going to hurt you.
I love that too. It's so true.
We have this sort of sense of obligation, which makes sense. I get why. And there is a biological need for us to connect with our family of origin. It's mapped onto our DNA. Like if we rewind the clock a couple 100,000 years, right, where we're living in, huts and things like that, like if you're on the outs with your family of origin and they sort of are just like, okay, well, you can't be here anymore, you're off on your own. Like what happens to the person alone in the wilderness, right? Like that person dies.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
No, totally.
So that it creates a lot of cognitive dissonance or a lot of internal conflict when it's like, well, I should show up and be around my family because that's sort of, societally, that's the norm, right? We show up and we're around our family. But if, you're going around your family and they're, making comments about your weight, or if they're talking about your life circumstances, or they feel for some reason that you shouldn't be in the position that you're in, which is incredibly comical because, why should a person do anything, other than what they need to do to live?
Right. Exactly. Right? Totally.
It's not written anywhere that a person should be working at a specific place or doing a specific thing at a certain time. But, I'm dangerously close to a soapbox, so let's see if I can avoid that.
I don't think so. I think you're just saying that there's lots of paths to happiness, and sometimes our family likes to draw the path for us, and sometimes we don't want to be on that path. And some Christmases or holidays or Hanukkahs, it's okay to sit that path out.
Well, when I think about happiness, I think that's a byproduct of doing something meaningful. I think that's the real purpose for us being here being defined as, this earth, really.
I love that too. It is. I mean, happiness is a byproduct. It's not a thing, right? So yeah, absolutely. I think we forget that too. If I'm looking to be happy, right, and I'm around family members that are not being so nice to me, well, then I'm always coming up short. Always. So you were talking about setting intentions. What can we do? Let's say we have an intention and we want to accomplish it and we're not quite sure how to get there. Can you give us some steps to take for us to move towards our intention this holiday season?
Sure. Well, I mean, I think it's incumbent upon us to sit down and think, okay, well, you were speaking a broad stroke. Let's just say, for example, I want to feel better this holiday season. All right. I have a starting place. Fantastic. Okay. Well, what's the vehicle that I'm going to use to accomplish that? If I have a wonderful relationship with my family, maybe I double down in really connecting with them. Maybe I focus, on the weeks to come, how they're doing. And we try to set times and things that we can do, activities that are going to bring us closer together. If I don't have a closer relationship with my family, and I still want to feel better, right? If I still want to have a holiday season that sort of encompasses some of the stereotypical things that the holiday season is, quote, supposed to have, right? If I want to do that, then what are some of the things that I can do? Well, I think if I want a higher sense of self-esteem, then I have to engage in esteemable acts. Like maybe I go to a homeless shelter and if I don't have any family around in the immediate area, maybe I, give Christmas dinner to them, that kind of thing, where it's like to be amongst people that society has sort of forgotten about and to donate your time and your efforts to making their world a little bit brighter. I mean, there's a sense of satisfaction involved in that you're not going to open. You're not going to see an ad on the television that's going to provide that for you. Do you know what I mean?
I do. Pete Perata, as people are entering into this holiday season, we're actually in the midst of this by the time they hear this.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to people? Because I mean, it is great advice and some things to at the very least, explore as we set out to make our own intentions for this holiday season. Anything that personal wisdom or professional wisdom that you would like to pass on?
Not really. I don't know that I have all that much wisdom, other than the fact that I'm thinking,
you definitely have tons of wisdom. Don't sell yourself short.
That's so kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, but I think if we think about how can I make this situation more meaningful, that keeps coming up for me over and over again. Something meaningful doesn't always feel good, right? Like sometimes something meaningful is difficult. But if I'm going into something that is difficult, how can I take it and find meaning out of it? What can I gain from it that's going to make me a better person? My approaches to life is, what can I do differently? What can I do to improve? Then I'm going to be successful. If my approach from life, two things. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be 100% perfect doing this going forward, because there are going to be times when you're feeling sad. You need a minute. I mean, if your approach is, I want to be, things are happening to me rather than what can I do to affect change, then you're more than likely going to end up dissatisfied and unhappy. The other thing is too, is like, if you're feeling something, then feel the feeling.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong or abnormal about feeling lonely if there aren't people around that you have a genuine sort of connection to. If your family isn't resembling a Norman Rockwell painting, I mean, there's not necessarily something wrong with you, but if you're feeling upset that it doesn't look like that, then that's perfectly okay too. Feel the feeling.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
And then sort of check in with that, and then sort of ask yourself, okay, well, how can I make this better if I want to make it better?
Yeah. I was going to say, if you want to make it better. No, absolutely. It makes total sense. Total sense. Pete Perata, thank you so much. Licensed professional counselor. Pete, where can everyone find you?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I'm on Psychology Today. If you're looking to check out my profile there, I have zero social media presence. So if you're looking to connect, you can find me at Psychology Today. Shoot me an email. There's a number there you can call on my website. If you're looking to, connect and make changes, then I'm your guy.
He is your guy. And thank you so much for being our guy for the last 25 minutes or so.
You're the best.
Give our love. Sorry, can't speak. It's been a long week.
Not at all. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, you're in 6 different time zones.
I know. Say hi to your whole family. I'll text your wife back in just a second when we hop off.
Will do. There's a place for you at our table too, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Pete Perata. I love you guys.
My pleasure. Love you back. Take care.
We'll be right back on Lucia at Night.
Today's lifestyle demands the best in wireless, and with Pulse Cellular, you have the best options available. Switch to Pulse Cellular for unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data, coast to coast with no contracts, no credit checks, and no overage fees. One line for $65 or 4 lines for just $45 each, including hotspot, Wi-Fi calling, and 50 gigs per line. And for all you travelers, we got you covered in Canada and Mexico. Plus, text and data in over 210 countries worldwide, all with the best phones or bring your own. That's pretty awesome. Get the best user experience on mobile at pulsecellular.com.
And we're back on Lucia at Night. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks to Pete Perata again for being on the show. We are wrapping up such a fun episode and such a connected episode too. Sarah Kay and Krista are back here with us. So we're going to be doing a couple things. So at the end of every episode, we have these wheels and they have different things on them: music and media, your favorite funny app, food, books, person, place, drink, a gratitude, self-care, and your favorite social star. And every week we're going to spin, and then whatever it lands on, we're going to give you our favorite one of those things currently happening. But since it's the holiday season, we're not going to do that. We're going to just pretend I spun that wheel. And we are going to give you favorite Christmas movie, because there's a lot out there that I think, especially new ones, and favorite Christmas song. I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, favorite Christmas movie, hands down, A Muppets Christmas Carol. Has anyone seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I feel whenever I say that, everyone's like, never have heard of it, never have seen it. If you haven't, watch it.
I love the Muppets.
Yep.
I watch it on Thanksgiving. So like 1 week from tonight, we used to growing up watch it on Thanksgiving to get in the mood for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, it was our family tradition. And then Christmas song, anything but Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I really also like, I know people don't, but I like contemporary Christmas songs. I feel like the older ones sometimes make my heart sad.
Do you like contemporary ones that are remakes of the old ones?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, give me. I know everyone's like
a lot of
Mariah Carey. Give me Mariah Carey Christmas anytime.
I was gonna say I love the Mariah Carey Christmas
I
song.
love Mariah Carey Christmas. I think that is my part millennial.
Yeah.
My exennial.
And I think it's so funny. I love it. It happens every year. Mariah does it, and there's always some other like celebrity or YouTube star that does it, where it's like Halloween night.
Yeah.
11:59 p.m. Then as soon as it's midnight, Mariah Carey's music comes on and just busts out in Mariah Carey. I mean, this is like.
I used to be a singer. I mean, I am a singer, but I used to do it pretty semi-professionally. So I feel like that is part of it too. Like singing wise, Oh Holy Night is absolutely my favorite song to sing. So whenever I hear it, it's your favorite song to sing too?
Yeah. Well, it's just
give me some.
No.
I have none. Not singing.
I love to sing all the Christmas songs, but I agree with you. Oh Holy Night is so beautiful. So it's one of my favorites to sing.
I have an old rendition. Maybe we'll post it for Lucia at night. Krista brought a bag.
I did.
Did you know we were going to be talking about this?
It must have. Well, this is
it's
my attempt of
Christmas
really,
music.
Trying to get in the Christmas spirit. So if I lit music, will do that.
Okay, so are you just going to pick? First of all, favorite movie? Do you have one?
Okay,
she has a stack of CDs.
I have a stack of CDs and they're all like the old John Williams and the Boston Pops, and then Nat King Cole and kid musics, and then jazzy, like whole collection from whatever.
Beautiful.
But movie, I don't know. I have to say a tradition was when I was married the second time, we would watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
But I still, as an adult, when Rudolph is on, I watch that. I love like The Land of the Misfits.
Yeah.
You're making a frown face.
No, I'm just trying to think if there's any new ones.
Oh, new ones. I don't know if there are.
What about Elf?
Elf is so funny.
I had a feeling.
Elf is funny.
Sarah.
Tinsel, of course. Tinsel loves.
Tinsel, yeah, I brought that up.
They're
before.
probably
Elf.
related.
Oh, Elf? I wouldn't be surprised if she had an Elf tattoo.
No. I don't love Elf that much.
Okay, so you're pretty classic on the movies.
Yeah, pretty classic.
On the songs, anything that...
what might be?
This is impressive. Oh, Charlie Brown Christmas.
That is classic.
Yeah.
Pink
My mom
Martini.
loves that. So we would watch that all the time.
Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé said something really inappropriate to me once at the Grammys.
Oh.
That's not cool. And then I have all these
He probably doesn't remember. We'll talk about it in another episode.
I'm intrigued now.
Like, see, we have Alison Krauss and Neil Diamond and Andrea Bocelli.
Bocelli?
Is
I love
what
Andrea Bocelli.
Yo-Yo Ma singing Silent Night.
What is that? Okay, so basically, Krista doesn't have a favorite, but
I don't have a favorite. I
reintroduced
really
us all to all of our favorites.
Christmas music, but I do not like
beautiful.
I like it in my house with candles and the atmosphere. I don't like hearing it
everywhere.
Starting November 1st, for 2 months. That I don't like.
Sarah
I was trying to find the Christmas station recently, and I don't know. It must not
just
be on
Pandora
yet.
Christmas, my music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my favorite Christmas movie, I've brought it up before, is How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Oh, right.
I love that movie. I could
that.
quote it like the whole movie. I love it.
I know someone you need to meet.
I would say outside of that, I always loved the movie Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
classic. I love that movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
That's a good one.
Oh,
That's a
what?
good
There's
one.
something about Tim Allen. I would watch Elf on repeat, but there's something about Tim Allen I've never found really funny. I know he is funny,
yeah.
but for some reason I've just always avoided his stuff. No offense to Tim Allen.
Well, I mean, he's
really funny.
It's not like really. I don't think he really has many like comedic moments in Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I think it's just more of like the feel good
Movie?
holiday movie.
Yeah, it's a feel good.
Yeah.
It's just the story.
Yeah. It's a great one.
Favorite song?
I'm like Krista. I don't know if I have a favorite because I love all Christmas music. I love the Mariah one. I have 2 albums though that I always listen to. So I love Pentatonics. I think
they're on mine too.
true.
Pentatonic
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
there's one of their Christmas albums. I don't know which one it is. 'Cause I
Probably
think they
have
have
it.
a couple, but it's a blue cover. Such a great album.
Really
I listen
good.
to it every year. Mary Did You Know on there is fantastic.
Oh, that's not the one I want, but I mean I have, but now I'm gonna buy it.
yeah,
I want
it's,
it.
Yeah,
it's great.
me too.
It's one of
you
their
do?
older ones.
I don't. I need to update. I need
Yeah,
more.
I have the white one.
Okay.
You know what I'm
think it's I think this one's one of their older ones. It's
Okay.
Not recent. I think it's a blue cover, but it's like my
thank you for
favorite.
reminding me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
definitely
love
have to
that.
get that.
And then we also have, I don't know how we got this. It must have just been some random special, but it's a Christmas CD with Rosie O'Donnell. I don't know how we got it.
And you like
Singing?
it.
Well, there's some fun songs. And yes, she does sing some of
Aw.
it, but she sings it with like professional singers. But there is a song on there with Trisha Yearwood. Oh God, now I'm blanking on what the song's called. Oh, Santa on the Rooftop. And that's a fun song to sing.
That's
Cool.
fun.
I love that she likes to sing along.
I too. I love
As
it.
a singer, I appreciate that. Well, before we let everyone go, I just want to say, 2 things. One, there is something exciting. I mentioned self-care is a big part of what we do here. Not only at Lucia at Night, but Well Seeker's whole mission is finding your story of well and self-care. We do have a winter box. If you're looking to give people gifts this holiday season, we have Well Seeker's hats and shirts and different ways to remind yourself to take care of yourself and each other and to love yourself and the people, places, and things that you care about in your life. Love them well. So for everyone listening, I want to give you guys a holiday discount. If you put in at checkout WSNEW10, you'll get 10% off your whole order. So if you want to give the gift of wellness and love, make sure to check that out on the website, wellseekers.com. But for everyone listening to Lucia at Night, I just want to take a moment to say, if you are feeling disconnected this holiday season, I hope that Pete's advice and wisdom helped you, because it definitely was a reminder that family means a lot of different things. There's not just one definition. And also, I feel like some of my best holidays in years past has been spending the night after seeing some people on my couch, watching Elf, watching all of those movies, listening to holiday music, and just spending some time with myself. So if I know sometimes it can feel like you're isolated and alone, but maybe cherish that time if you can. Listen to all of these podcasts and know that we're just here by your side and with you this holiday season. And to everyone else who is facing the stress of large families, we hope that you enjoy that too, wherever you are, with a lot of people or by yourself. We hope that you're loving yourself and others well. So thanks again for listening to Lucia at Night. We hope this is a start to a beautiful holiday season. We'll be back next month with a show all about self-care after a breakup, which there's a high rate of breakups around the holiday season, and especially right after the holiday season. So if you're facing that, make sure you listen next month when we do our show on that. Also, make sure to follow us online at Lucia at Night on Instagram. And if you follow us on Well Seekers, there's a special page for Lucia at Night, so you can follow us there. From all of us here at Lucia at Night, we hope you have a happy Thanksgiving and holiday season, and we'll talk to you next time. But before we go, I see Sarah Kay pulled up Pentatonics.
Yeah.
Pentatonics.
Yeah,
What's the name of it?
album.
This is the album.
That's Christmas to me.
Oh,
I
so
think that's what it's.
we're going to all buy this. That's Christmas to me. I
Yeah.
love them. They're the best.
They
They're
are
great. So talented.
I know that you can spend your night in a lot of places, so thanks for closing the door on your day and lighting up your night with us here at Lucia at Night. It's such an honor to spend time with you. Until next time, have a great holiday.